All right, so we have a compound inequality here. What does OR mean? We have an and an OR. What does OR mean in compound inequalities? It's what they share. It's what they share and what they don't share, okay? And so what we're going to do is work them as two separate problems, plot them on two separate number lines, and then I'm going to bring them together on one number line for us to write it out. You don't have to do it that way. You can do it all on one number line, but you're going to have three numbers you'll be checking, and you'll have to do it at least four times. So I'm going to work this side first. Okay, so to do that, I've got to get my end. First of all, cover it up, makes two expressions. Can any simplifying happen on those expressions? There's no parentheses, there's no exponents, there's no multiplication, division, or adding, subtracting I can do, so I've got to work them from bottom to top because I've got to solve it. So I'm going to get my variables to one side. Okay? And I'm going to get my numbers to the other side. So what I get is I'm going to get 4 is less than 4n. And I'm going to divide by 4. Do I flip the sign? I do not flip the sign. Why not? It's not negative. So therefore I have my solution. Now I need to check it. And I'm going to check it at 1. What number's to the left of 1? To the left? 0. What number's to the right of 1? There. 2. All right, so I'm going to check that in my original equation. So it's going to be 3 times 0 plus 2 is less than negative 2 plus 7 times 0. That's going to be 0 plus 2 is less than negative 2 plus 0, which is going to be 2 is less than negative 2. Is that true? Is that true? No. It's not true, so I got to check the other side. Do I have to check it at 1? Do I have to check this one at 1? Why not? I don't have to check it at 1 because it's not equal to. I know that if I substitute 1 in, I should get 2 equal to 2 or something like that. And so therefore, I don't have to check it because we know it's not equal to. So 3 times 2 plus 2 is less than negative 2 plus 7 times 2, which is going to be 6 plus 2 is less than negative 2 plus 14. This is going to give me 8 is less than 12. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And since that's correct, we said 1's not equal to, so it's going to be an open circle at 1, and we're going to shade this direction. Okay? What's the interval notation for that? What's the interval notation to represent this side? What does it start at? We read from left to right. 1. Does it include 1? No. It does not include 1. And where does it go to? Positive infinity. Is that included? So there you go. Okay? Work that side. So now we're going to work the other side. This one is going to be a little bit different because it is an equal to. So that means the solution that I have is going to have to be included in my solution set. So I'm going to move the 3 in to this side. I'm going to move my 4 to that side. And so this is going to give me a cancel, cancel, and a cancel, cancel. And it's going to be a 5n less than or equal to 0. Divide by 5. Do I have to flip the sign? No. I do not because it's not negative. So it's still n is less than or equal to 0 because 0 divided by 5 is still 0. All right? And so on there, I now have to check this one. Now, this question right here also should be helping some of us work the problems on the front page. Okay, so checking 0. What number is to the left of 0?
-1.
-1. To the right of 0?
1.
+1. So that's what we're going to check. So the first one is going to be 8 times -1 minus 4 is less than or equal to 3 times 1 minus 4. This is going to be -8 minus 4 less than or equal to 3 minus 4. This is going to be -12 is less than or equal to -1. Is that true?
Yes.
That is true. All right, so since that one's true, we can skip the other one, which I know most of you have. I wouldn't do that. I would check it to see if my math was correct. And so I'm going to move to the other side, and I'm going to check +1. It's going to be 8 times 1 minus 4 less than or equal to 3 times 1 minus 4. I'm going to get 8 minus 4 less than or equal to 3 minus 4, which is going to be 4 is less than or equal to -1. Is that correct?
No.
That is not correct. Okay? I think this over here should have been -3, which would make that -7, but it's still true. Okay? And so since this one is not correct, it's going to be a solid dot at 0, or you could check it at 0, and it's going to go towards -1. What would the interval notation for that be? It's going to go from which way? -infinity to 0, and it's going to be, it's included. Okay? Now then that I've worked them separately, I can put them on the same number line. And I know that my solutions were 0 and 1. Okay? My 1 ran that way. My 0, just solid, ran that way. And you can see that my OR statement was -infinity to 0, which is included, or 1 to +infinity.